Welcome to D&D 101, where I, a DM, am going to teach you, somebody who wants to play Dungeons and Dragons and either doesn't feel comfortable asking people or maybe just needs someone to demonstrate what to do. Today, we are going to talk about what you can actually do in your turn, because there's nothing more stressful than a DM saying, "What would you like to do this turn?" And you don't know what you can do. I'm going to help. A round in Dungeons and Dragons is 6 seconds, and a lot can happen in that 6 seconds. And so when someone says, "What do you want to do in your turn?" you've got your movement speed. So that's the first thing. Where do you want to go? Your movement speed is going to be marked on your character sheet. Usually, most people have a speed of 30, unless they're playing a smaller race, like a halfling or a gnome, which they'll be 25. Sometimes people have higher rates of speed. Say you're playing a tabaxi, which is like a cat-like creature, or when you get higher up in your levels, like monks, where you can just move a little bit faster. But most of the time, it's 30. And how do you know how far you can go? Usually maps are made with squares, and that square or that hex represents 5 feet. So you just go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So usually that's 30, or the 6 squares for your 30 feet that you can move. So the first thing, where do you want to move? You don't have to do your movement first, though. You can do your movement after your action or bonus action, which we'll get into in a moment. Actions. So for most people, it's pretty simple per se to think of what your action is until it's actually time to figure out what your action is going to be. So your action is going to be, say, maybe making an attack. Your action could be to disengage. So if you are in combat with someone and you don't want them to hit you, you're going to say, "I'm going to disengage." Your action could be to hide. Your action could be to help someone. So you would like to use the help action to maybe boost a player up that's going to be going next to say, "I'm going to boost them up so that way they're going to have advantage when whatever check or roll that they're going to make next." Your action could be casting a spell or, say, trying to shake off a condition that's been given to you, like frightened. Another action that you can do is, say you need to get the fuck out of Dodge. You can use your action to dash and go an additional, say, 30 feet. So instead of just going 30 feet a turn, you can go 60 feet to either get out of a situation or get closer to an ally that needs help. Those are some of the most common things that are going to be your action. Bonus actions. Bonus actions are usually dictated by whatever class you play. So, you know how I said you want to hide or you want to dash or you want to disengage with someone, and that's usually going to be your action? Not if you're a rogue, because that's a bonus action for a rogue. Or the same thing can be with spellcasters. So you're playing a druid or you're playing a cleric or whoever might have healing word. Healing word is a spell, yes, but that spell is considered a bonus action. So you can still make an attack on someone and then use your bonus action to also heal. Now, most DMs are going to say that taking a potion is a bonus action. Now, Raw, rules as written, says taking a potion should be your action. This is a house rule that 99% of DMs are going to run, saying that is a bonus action to take it yourself. It would be an action, however, to give that to a downed ally. What is a round of combat? Now, I said a round of combat is 6 seconds, but what does that mean? That means every single player that is involved in the fight does their action, whatever they're going to do in that 6 seconds. So it's kind of crazy when you think about the fact that at some tables, a round of combat can take 10 or 15 minutes to move through, say, all 5 players at the table and however many minions the dungeon master is currently throwing at them. And then you think about that for a second. All of that is supposed to happen in 6 seconds. It's wild. The other thing that can happen in your turn, or maybe outside of your turn, is a reaction. Reactions are cool because they actually don't have to happen on your turn, but they are going to happen within that round of combat in that 6 seconds that we spoke about. Again, your reaction is going to be class-based. So say you are playing a wizard and someone attacks you. You have a reaction to cast Shield, and that's going to up your AC. The same thing could be with casting Counterspell. Or say that you are a fighter and you've taken the feat Sentinel. You can use that feat as a reaction to attack someone that's attacking an ally within 5 feet of you. Again, this is usually class-based or feats or abilities that you've taken on as you've built your character for your reaction. The biggest thing is you only get 1 reaction per round. So again, you have your movement, your action, your bonus action, and your reaction. 4 different things that can happen within that 6 seconds, which is that 1 round of combat. Now, is that a lot to take in? Yeah, it is. But you want to know one of the things that I normally do in order to make things easier for myself? Is I make a little checklist of all the things that I'd like to do before my turn happens. Now, sometimes the person that goes before you is going to royally mess up all of your plans, and you're going to have to start from scratch. But for the most part, I can usually plan out, where do I want to go with my movement? What is the action that I want to take? Do I have a bonus action that I can take? And I go from there. And even players that I've been playing with that have been playing for like 10 plus years will say, okay, that was my movement, my action, and my bonus action. Okay, that's everything I can do. I'm done. It's okay to verbalize, to double check with yourself that you've done everything you can do. I mean, I still do that, and I've been playing for a decade. It's okay if you do it, being a new player. A tip that I have is write on your character sheet just a reminder. Did I use my movement? Did I use my action? Did I use my bonus action? And then maybe write in a spot, do I have reactions? Usually those are labeled on your character sheet, which we talked about earlier in another video about different things that you can do to make your life easier. But just having a little list to work through works out great. And if you're a little slow in the beginning, that's okay. I hope that you're playing with a group that gives you patience to learn, because honestly, new players are some of my favorite players because they tend to be the ones that are most creative. So good luck, my friends. We're going to have another D&D 101 coming up really soon. Let me know what questions you have and what things you'd like me to cover. I'll talk to you soon, and I love you all. Bye.